Hi, everyone. This is Lolita, aka Lo, and thank you so much for taking the time to check out this really, really cool interview that I'm doing with none other than Mr. Greg Bell. He is definitely a heavy hitter here in the Dallas Fort Worth area as a real estate investor, and he's doing something pretty spectacular coming up here in July, the Landlord Super Conference, and that's what we're going to talk about. But before I actually get Greg and ask him questions about this particular conference, just want to share a few things with you about him. He's been a full-time real estate investor since 2003. He purchased his first investment property in 1996. He's the president of the REITC, that's Real Estate Investors Training Club, REITC.com. And he's actually mentored me some, so I've learned a lot from Greg, and just really excited that he took some time to talk about this great conference that's coming up. So, Greg, thank you for being a part, and welcome.
Well, thank you, Lolita. I'm really glad to be doing this interview with you, and all your subscribers and listeners out there. It's really exciting, for me to be putting on this Landlord Super Conference. It's something I thought about doing for a while now, because one of the things that generally happens, you get people that become accidental landlords, or people who they maybe have a house they can't sell, they decide to lease it out, or they inherit a property, or they move, or they can't sell, they're upside down, a lot of different things like that. And then they end up becoming a landlord, and then sometimes they don't have great, doesn't turn out the way they want it to. And so that's one of the reasons why I decided to put this Landlord Super Conference on. I've been running the Real Estate Investors Training Club since the beginning of 2008. It was founded in 2005, so I took over in 2008. And in that time period, I've had a lot of people come to me and say, hey, what do I need to do about getting this person evicted? Or how can I manage the property effectively? Or, just different things like that. So it's always something that questions people have about their lease, or about owner financing, or any number of things as it relates to managing properties or buying, or, how do you buy without banks? Right now I can't get qualifying. And so that's the reason why I decided, now is the time to make it happen. We were going to do it earlier this year, but we decided to do it in the summertime. And I'm telling you, it's just going to be phenomenal. We've made it very, very affordable, and we got people coming in from all over the place. So it's really going to be a great time. It's going to be a lot of motivation, a lot of positive, like-minded people to be around, that work with, learn from, and it's going to be at the Oasis, which is at Lynn Creek Marina, which is on Joe Pool Lake. So it's going to be wonderful. So I'll tell you a little bit more about it. So.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I got a few questions to ask you, but actually, before I get into those questions, you're exactly right, because I've called you and asked you questions dealing, landlord, excuse me, questions, excuse me, and also about rent-to-own, owner financing, and this is probably one of the key times right now, in the market to be doing this, because you have a lot of investors right now that are holding on to more properties, obviously because of different things, everything from the economy, from the values. You really, a lot of them can't flip a lot, so they're just holding on to these properties. So this is really a prime time to have this type of conference.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So, one of the things that when I got started in the business, my uncle, as I grew up, like I said, when I was 8 years old, my grandfather, he had rental properties. I'd go around with him, collecting rents. We're talking about, back in the 70s. And one of the things that I learned, from my uncle and my cousins and a lot of my other mentors, growing up, was that, people have to have a place to live. And if you can provide that place to live, something I learned from, one of my mentors many years ago. His father had bought property. His father-in-law bought a property, and when he retired, he sold that property. Or he basically kept that property. He was able to have a lot of like annuity type of income, and so there's a lot of benefits. And I've interviewed other landlords who've been in the game for a long time and paid off their properties, and it's just nothing like having that cash flow. It's brand new money coming in every month. And
yes,
we have not seen a market like we're in today for buying and holding cash flow producing properties. In the last 30 years, there's not a better time to buy properties than it is right now. I mean, there's literally blood in the streets. Apartments are going for $9,000 and $10,000 per door, which is dirt cheap.
Yes.
Units that used to sell for $70,000 and $80,000 are now selling for 20, 30,000, and some of them don't even need much work. So
Right.
there's just so many different opportunities. Plus, the some of the speakers are going to be sharing a lot of unique techniques on doing that. We're going to talk about that in just a minute.
Excellent. Absolutely. Let's get into the first question. Now, with this super conference, of course, there's always conferences here and there. But what's going to make your particular Landlord Super Conference different, maybe from others?
Well, as I was just pointing out, it's going to be the just a sure lineup of speakers that we've got lined up, and I'll just go over a few of them with you right now. We have some other ones that are slated to come,
Mm-hmm.
but we've got Arnie Abramson. He's been investing for over 20 years. Has managed well over 200 to 300 properties at a time, and he's going to be talking about tax sale secrets and ways to buy and hold properties and what to do after you get the property at the tax sale, and how to make money on it and how to profit with it as an investor, as a property investor. Dennis Henderson is going to talk about powerful strategies for today's landlord, and what he's going to talk about specifically is whether you should manage your property yourself or whether you should let somebody else manage it for you. And he's going to show you the unique questions that you should be asking any particular property manager if you decide you want to hire a property manager. And then if you decide you want to do it yourself, he's going to give you unique techniques and strategies that are going to allow you to be successful managing the property yourself. And that, I can't say enough about that. And then, of course, myself, I got my claim to fame buying properties and leasing them out on Section 8. I've still got I still have some tenants in place that have been in place for 5 and some close to 10 years. And when it comes down to investment property, a lot of people don't like the hassle of dealing with Section 8, but I'm telling you, it is hands down one of the most powerful strategies for long-term rental. And it's just totally, it's a based on the area as well. But we're going to go into that, the details on how to get your properties leased up very quickly. I'm going to be talking about leasing your property at lightning speed without breaking the bank. And then we're going to have Scott Belsley, who's a CPA and tax consultant. And Scott, his claim to fame is, he started his business back in '76. He bought his first property. Now he's got over 2,000 units. And he and I had a discussion the other day, and he was telling me, he says, I've never seen a time like today. He said, even in the '80s when the market went down, the whole market went down, even the rentals went down. He said, in this market, the properties have gone down, but the rentals have not gone down because nobody can buy. Then we're going to have Scott Horn. He's going to talk about how you can convert your tenants to buyers and how to buy properties, using subject to and owner financing strategies. He's an attorney, so he's going to show you exactly how to do it, and so that you can get more bang for your buck. You don't have to go out and qualify for all these huge mortgages, as well as ways of raising private money for buying properties. And then we're going to have Tim Harris. He's going to be talking about managing your cash flow, not the property. And he's going to go into some specific details and how he has, as many of you may know, he does a lot of wholesaling. As a matter of fact, I believe you interviewed him a little while ago about his program. And so he's going to talk about how he's used that flipping method to allow him to build a nice rental portfolio on his own and with partners. Then there's going to be Judge Lisa Woodard, and she has been in the courtroom for over 20 years, and she is now a judge, and she's going to be showing you a lot of ways and methods on making sure that how to handle evictions properly, how to manage your tenants, and how to treat them fairly, and how to handle if you need to do an eviction. All the different nuances. You hear some more stories from her, and I think one of the most important things is that we've made this very affordable for people. We've made it very affordable for you to be here, and I think it's one of those things where you have to make a decision on, at the end of the day, what makes sense for you. Does it make sense for you to continue to struggle and live day to day, and or try to get the best out of the stock market, out of annuities and other things that you don't know if they're going to last? Mm-hmm. Or do you want to invest in a sure thing like real estate, something that it's going to be there? I mean, they're not making any more of it, and everybody's going to always need a place to live. And so I don't care whether it was no time in the last 75 years actually has there been a better time, even before the Great Depression. And I'm not saying we're in a Great Depression, but I'm saying it's a great time to be buying. And if you know what you're doing, You can do it whether you have money or not money, because you can learn how to leverage using other people's money or bringing in partners. And you're going to learn those strategies there, and it's nothing like being around like-minded people. One thing that I think that's really unique about this event is the fact that people are going to get an opportunity to network. You're going to be in a great environment. You're going to be right on the lake. And then even after the event is over each night, there's a jamming band that they have at the Oasis. So if you haven't been, go out and check them out. They're right over near Lake Ridge, right off of Great Southwest Parkway and Camp Wisdom.
Excellent. Well, you pretty much, yeah, it sounds like you're going to have people there that could contribute. And when they walk out of that conference, they should know from A to Z how to be successful and money generating landlords, if you will. So it sounds very, very interesting. It sounds like it's just going to be packed with a lot of experience, expertise, information, and again, where people can leave there and feel more confident and ready to take action. So that's great. And you actually covered the next question. I was going to ask who was going to be a part, but you covered that. Now the last question is. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I did have one more guest I want to tell you about.
Sure.
And that is Johannes Parker, and he's going to be.
Okay.
And I'm sure you're familiar with. Johannes is a very unique individual, Johannes Parker, and he is from one step from greatness. And this guy is a personal coach, phenomenal guy, unlike many people that I've ever met. He has a very unique ability to be able to really go in at the heart of whatever you're dealing with and show you how you can basically take lemons and make lemonade, and basically just staying motivated, because at the end of the day, no matter what you're going through, you can come out on the top. You can come out and you can be a winner as long as you don't quit, as long as you don't give up. And so he's going to really be there to really help us to say get the right mindset, and show even after the conference is over, he's going to have some strategies and techniques that you can take along with you that will allow you to spearhead. And because it's something interesting. I was talking to there's a lot of people that know how to do things, but they don't do them for one reason or another. They second guess themselves.
Right.
They're putting themselves, I can't do it, or I'm not good enough, or I'm too young, or I'm too old, or just any number of things they would try to do to hold themselves back. And he's going to talk to you about and show you ways of boosting your confidence, getting yourself out of that funk that you might have been in, so that you can move forward in your rental property business, in your real estate investing business, and in your life in general. So you don't want to miss what Johannes is going to be sharing. And then also Scott Belsley, one other thing he's going to have a two-part session. One part he's going to be talking about the setting up your entities, LLCs, and things like that, and the proper structure, and how you can insulate yourself and when to move on to the next level as far as estate planning and things like that. And then this part two is where he's going to talk about managing and how he's able to control over those 2,000 properties. He's got several employees and when to hire the right person and those kind of things. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of information, and everything is going to be it's going to be right there, laid out for you. Again, breakfast is going to be served. Our sponsors are going to be
breakfast is going to be served. Oh, you left that out. That's good.
So lunch is going to be seafood on Saturday, and there's going to be Tex-Mex on Sunday. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Excellent. Yeah, I didn't know about the food there, so that's definitely an advantage. Now, let me ask you this. What other bonuses or what bonuses or like freebies can people expect to get? Because everybody likes free things. They like free stuff. And I know that you are a giver. So can you share maybe a few or one or two bonuses that people can expect to receive with them investing in this Landlord Super Conference?
Yeah, I sure can. When you reserve your seat today, you're going to get these 4 powerful bonuses while supplies last. And the reason why I say while supplies last is because there is a limit on everything. I mean, this place is not a big place, so it's going to be limited seating, and it's also going to be a limited number of bonuses. So you want to get in as soon as possible. And the first 10 get a one-on-one 30-minute strategy session to go over your estate and asset protection planning. That's $172.54 value. Again, everybody's going to get to eat, breakfast and lunch on both days. Then that's $123.78 value. And then bonus number 3 is you're going to get the first 20 are going to get 50% off of all audio and video of the event for continuous learning. That's $118.89 value. And then the first 30 are going to get the Swift eviction kit with forms and a step-by-step audio of the entire process. That is if you've ever hired an attorney or anybody to handle an eviction for you, you know how much that will cost. But that's a $247.74 value. And then bonus number 5 is the first 40 get the combo pack of landlord forms, application, screening checklist, a complete lease, the 3-star tenants program, and the discounted rent system. That's a $127.37 value. And actually is really worth more than that. But all combined, when you register now, you get all these powerful fast action bonuses valued at over $790.32. And, for the next couple of days, I would say as long as you see the promotion, what I'd like to offer is the first 5 people or the next 5 people that sign up after they watch this video. All you need to do, or after you listen to this session with Lolita and I, is create a video and let us know you're going, post it on Facebook, and you'll be entered. The first 5 people will automatically win a copy of my Bulletproof Exit Strategies, which shows you how to sell, lease, and flip houses for bank-busting profits in record-setting time without breaking a sweat. It's very powerful. It gives you all the forms you need. So if you're leasing property, it shows you everything you need to do to get it done quickly, all the marketing, all the strategies, form, paperwork, everything. So that is that product sells for $597. So you'll be able to get that free. The first 5 that sign up will get that. And then the next 5, everybody out there will be entered into a drawing. So we'll have some more to give away. So we'll have some other prizes at the event as well.
That's excellent. That is a ton of free bonuses. And again, that's really for the people that take action. And Greg, both you and I know, and it's a motto I use: when you take action, it pays. And what I'm going to throw in also for the first 5 people that go ahead and take action and sign up on the link below. Actually, I'll extend that to 10. The first 10 people that click on the link below, go ahead and sign up. I'm going to throw in a free copy of my How to Build a Massive Buyers List Using Social Media. It's a $297 value. You're going to get that from me free. Again, for the first 10 people that take action by clicking on the link below. Now, Greg, before I let you go, what are the dates of the conference?
What are the dates?
Yes.
The date is going to be July 23rd to 24th.
Okay.
So it's as we speak, it's about a week away, a little over a week away, on July the 23rd to 24th, and we're running a special promotion now and through for the next 3 days. And that is when you sign up, one person can sign up, and the second person, you sign up someone with you, the second person is half off. So it's nice. Buy one, get one half off, and the regular price of the event was $399, and we slashed it to $299. Okay. And so when you sign up today, you'll get it for $199, and then the second person for $99. So, and that's for the next 3 days only. So it's $199, and you can bring on a partner for an extra $99.
Perfect. So everybody, take action. Greg, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to the conference. I'm going to be there. And do you have any closing words for everyone?
Well, it's one of the things that you just said. When you look at anything in life, everything's not, a lot of people look at things, they say, man, I thought this was going to be easier than this. I thought this was going to be easy. But the reality is if everything was easy, everybody would be doing it, and therefore the opportunity would no longer exist. So when you feel like sometimes giving up, you feel a little discouraged or anything like that, I want you to remember what I'm saying here and just dig in a little deeper, just push a little bit harder, take a few more steps, because a lot of times your success that you're looking for is just around the corner. So no matter what you do, from Winston Churchill, something he says, don't ever, never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever, never give up. And that was a speech that he gave to a graduating class of college students. And, he of course, he was the prime minister of England during the World War II. And, they had to go through a lot of tough times to get through that war. And if they had given up, life may be different as we know it today. So, just don't give up. You never know who you're fighting for. You're not just fighting for yourself. You're fighting for the people that are coming behind you, You're fighting for the people who went before you. You're fighting for your children. So when I say fighting, I mean obviously when you're in business, you're in a fight. I mean, it's not going to be easy. So don't expect it to be easy. Know that there's going to be challenges up ahead. There's going to be some obstacles you have to climb over. It's like going through an obstacle course. So it's just like driving down the road. Anytime you're going somewhere, you may know how to get there, but there may be a detour along the way. There may be bumps along the way. There may be a road closure. There may be an accident up ahead. There may be a lot of things change along the terrain. But as long as you know how to get there, just keep moving in that direction. You will get there if you don't quit.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Everyone, take action. Click on the link below. And as always, to your success. Thank you again, Greg.
All right. See you later.